Howdy, hey, hi, it's your boy, Rocky the Third. Welcome back. So yeah, I've been busy with class. I now have a third, and that's a half semester, so it's gonna basically double my work, which is fine. I don't mind too much. I enjoy a good little busy schedule, but that just means less time to put effort into these videos. It's spring break, so I have the time to actually do some editing and all that, so have a video. Merry Christmas. You saw the thumbnail. Either you clicked on this video because you enjoy Pokemon and you want to see my art, or you're a furry and you fell for the bait. That's it, that's the intro. Without further ado, cut to the title screen. Y'all know Lucario? Literally one of the most popular Pokemon ever. In fact, it was ranked the second most popular in all Japan in 2022 by Pokemon themselves. Of course Greninja won, I mean, obviously, super awesome. And of course we all know that Lucario is very blatant furry bait. And you still clicked on the video, so here we are. Lucario itself is already an interesting Pokemon. When it evolves from Riolu, it gains the Steel type for some odd reason. Either because it has like an Iron Will or a Heart Steel. I don't know, those are sayings I guess. But it doesn't make very much sense to me. This might be why several artists have taken Lucario and swapped its type to literally every other type. I, of course, am no different because I have retyped Lucario a few times already, and someday I will have every single retype. Just not today. We're gonna focus on one at a time. We'll start with the Dragon type, which I think is a really cool idea. I mean, you can already see here, I cooked pretty hard. Maybe a bit too much with the horns in a few places. Also, this is the back of the head. I don't draw it anywhere else, so keep that in mind. But yeah, a bit too much. In the final render, I removed the horns, but I tried to keep the spiky ears because I think it worked well, but there's not like many other spikes anywhere else. I kept these kinds of spikes, but they're more like, I don't know, cloth type, not really metal spikes, obviously not metal spikes anymore. But yeah, and even in the final rendering, I kind of wanted to have a dragon scale texture over the color parts, but I'm not going to keep that in the final rendering just because I think that's a bit too much. But have it in your mind, they're dragon scales. Cool. Quick short disclaimer before I get to the fun voiceover. Love that guy. I am left with just the final outline and coloring process because I would draw something, copy paste to a different file, delete all the old stuff. I understand more how it works now. But yes, so just bear with me in my art journey of processing of how Procreate works. I don't know what I just said.
Well, I guess that'll have to do. All that's really missing was just tracing over the old art and resizing some stuff. As you can see, I went for a Chinese dragon look. The horns may have helped show that, but I think the whiskers, long tail, and wings do the trick. Since it's no longer steel, I changed the chest spike into an energy orb, and the iron rings into golden rings. Is it cool? I have no idea, so you're gonna have to tell me that. Here's the master of Archaic Aura, the fighting dragon type Lucario. This Lucario can be found near groups of dragon Pokemon, often sparring with them. It retains a rigorous training regimen, often for several days without rest. In battle, it nimbly dodges and attacks ferociously. It harnesses draconic power stored in its orb, enhancing the power of its aura. It will humbly accept both defeat and victory, always showing respect to its opponent.
So, why is it a dragon type? How did that happen? Let's say for now that Riolu is raised by dragon type Pokemon. Its own aura gets influenced by the raw draconic energy and boosts its power. Riolu will train and learn how to control this archaic energy, eventually able to turn it into a physical crystal orb. Once it reaches that achievement, it evolves into the fighting dragon Lucario. The in-game evolution method would be to get it to high friendship and evolve it when the rest of the party is dragon types. I don't know if that would work, I'm not a game designer, I'm just here to share a design. Now, the main thing I drew inspiration from was Marvel's Shang-Chi. This character got their movie in 2021 and had a heavy emphasis on how Shang-Chi got the rings. So it's not a direct reference by any means, but it's Chinese, there's rings, and there was dragons involved. Dragons like gold, like, yeah, I get it. Very loose connections. But hey, Shang-Chi is a prolific martial artist. Which brings us to Lucario's primary typing, the fighting type. I wanted Lucario to actually represent something, sort of like Mian Xiao. So when doing a little research, I came across a Kung Fu style called Lung Ying. I hope I said that right, I'm so sorry. Of course, we have Jackie Chan in a couple movies. He uses Dragon style. Pretty cool. But it's also part of firebending. Who doesn't love a good avatar, The Last Airbender? Freaking cool. So there we go. Dragon fighting. Fighting dragon. No, I'm not going to talk about the other one. I don't like that one. So, like I already said, I started off with some Eastern dragon inspiration. Some Chinese dragons are depicted as having fur, which makes it a lot easier to combine with an Egyptian furry god. Now, being a dragon type, of course, Lucario has scales. Lucario's face pattern is meant to sort of look like a dragon's horned eyebrow things, or whatever dragon faces do. Honestly, you can kind of see what I'm going for in the icon. Now, while we're looking at Lucario's head, you can see I changed its appendages. I don't know what else to call them. I've always seen them kind of like long hair with the straps of a tied mask. Kind of like Iron Fist, which brings me back to dragons and the fighting and Marvel. Anyway, I wanted my dragon type Lucario to have a similar vibe. Remember what I showed you earlier? This is kind of what it looks like from behind the head. They're more like hair ornaments than the straps, but he doesn't have hair, so whatever. They only look like wings, they're not actually wings. But there are plenty of anime characters with head wings, which is pretty cool. So we'll go with whatever works. And to add a little more of that wild energy that's associated with the dragon type, I made Lucario's torso fur look like a ripped shirt, because fighting and dragons are scrappy.
Bonus art, I did not have time to record a transition because ain't nobody got time for that. But yes, we got Lucario fighting the Dredagon because a dragon. We also have Mianfu because, like I said earlier, Mianfu is also a specific fighting style. And of course, Kubfu. Wouldn't it just be so cool if Kubfu were to evolve using different fighting techniques? That's not a hint to anything in the future, I can tell you that. Anyway.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of another video. Thanks for putting up with my antics, I appreciate it very much. So throw the video a like. Subscribe because I have more art later down the road. And I already have a good little backlog, so go watch all those too. And get in the comments. Yell at me, because I got you for being a dang furry, you idiot. Got him. I'm one too, I don't care. As always, you can see all the rest of the art that I've made so far. The old versions that I'm still currently updating, go find all that on my socials. The links are in the description. You know how this works. And come back to the next video, because I don't know. I don't have to give you a reason. You're going to click on the next video eventually. Alright, enough of that. I'll see y'all in the next video. Alright, it's a few weeks later. My family is finally home. They left on a Saturday, which leaves me with Sunday to edit and put all this together before it goes out today. So, I'm exhausted, but it was a pretty good beneficial 2 weeks spending time with my nieces and nephew, who was just born. So fun. And I'm now 25. I'm old. Yeah, that's all. And I'll see you all in another video next month. Bye.